It's fucking hot. What's good, everybody? We're back
again
and again
with the team,
with the gang. How y'all doing? It's your boy Dizzy.
It's the Buff Nerd. What's happening?
This Prince Cole, you know what it is.
And people, this is
Mansplainitthen.
Explain it.
Yeah. All right. Let's go ahead and get the yard work out the way. Go ahead, Prince.
Subscribe. Y'all know what to do. Subscribe, like, comment.
Hit that button.
Hit all that.
Leave a comment.
All that.
Tell us how you really feel.
How you really feel.
What's good with it? So how y'all fellas doing today?
It's early.
It's early.
It's normally late for us, but today it's early.
It's probably one of the early, and that's why y'all see me sipping on this Starbucks.
Yeah, it's early. But I'm feeling good. This early morning. I've been creative this morning, creating music. You know what I'm saying? My mind in a good space right now. So I'm feeling actually refreshed today. I slept like 20 hours yesterday.
20 hours.
Yeah, so I feel refreshed today.
Hey, to touch on that Starbucks thing, can y'all believe we came from the inner cities of Detroit, Michigan, to now niggas drinking Starbucks?
I appreciate the Starbucks for what it is.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I didn't think I was ever gonna need Starbucks
As much as you
until I hit about 26, and that energy wasn't the same.
Came in that mug and ordered a caramel macchiato. What
This motherfucker just speak Spanish?
They was about to jump my ass when I said I wanted a large. Like, you want a what,
nigga? Nigga, they pulled me in the back and shot me in the leg when I asked for a large instead of a venti.
So you want a what?
A what, nigga?
Oh my god. Yeah, but I'm doing all right too. I'm doing all right, man. It's early. Just getting things flowing, man, and about to get some good work done today and run some errands and shit, on Saturdays, because I'm an adult, so
definitely an adult.
Adult.
Motherfucker got to do grocery shopping and go buy some clothes and stuff only on Saturday.
Only on Saturdays.
Oh yeah, man.
How about you, Busy?
I'm doing pretty well myself. I'm trying this thing where I'm using Saturdays for productivity days. Recently I read a book, and I'm no longer gonna be scared of trying to make money off my creativity. So
all right. Then what's the name of the book? You gotta give us the name of the book.
The name of the book is called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. You may have heard of it. I don't know. Y'all might have heard of it.
Yeah, that's that one book that everybody's heard of, but not everybody has read. And I can side with Dizzy on this one. That's a good ass book. Like, I'm going back over it again myself, actually. So yeah, good stuff, man. Good stuff.
I haven't finished it yet, but as far as I got, it's a great book.
Cool beans, man. Cool beans. All right, then. Well, let's go ahead and get this thing rocking and rolling.
Today we have a nice topic for y'all. It's called relationship submission. Now, we're going to talk about. We're not going to talk about it from a male's perspective. We're going to talk about the ideal of submission, what we think it is, what we think the discrepancy between women and men is when it comes to submission. Everybody has their thoughts on this, so we're going to.
I'm sorry, the figures. We gonna talk about the discrepancies.
You kill me with the fingers, bro. You kill me.
I gotta get with the spirit figures real quick.
Yes, sir, man. Ooh, this is gonna be it's gonna be an interesting.
Yeah,
one.
this is an interest. Yeah, it's definitely gonna be an interesting one. So, I guess the first question would be what is submission to you guys in a relationship? Like, what does submission look like from a woman to you?
What does submission look like?
This a curse word in the YouTube space.
Look, yeah. You mess around and get demonetized for saying the word submission.
It's a curse word to women. Like, submission sounds like slavery.
Yeah. No, it is. It is. I can't be first. I can't be first on this one. I can't be first.
I think I'll take this one. I'll take it first. To me, submission is just basically another word for trust, in my opinion. Okay. If you want to submit to your man's, you will have to trust him. Basically, trust his decision making.
Okay. I see where you're going with that.
Trust his thought process. It's just trust. That's what submission looks like for me.
Okay.
I agree with you. I think you're right that there's a level of trust that the woman has to have for the man, a level of trust and respect that the woman needs to have for the man that they submitting to, or at least trying to submit to.
Right.
Right.
I think submission is tough to talk about because it's subjective. So it's kind of like it's subjective for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm a man, right, I kind of got my own thing going on as far as like how I want to lead and how I want to like I'm goal driven. I want to lead my woman into the right direction. So if you with a woman that don't want to let you lead, there may be some problems in those situations.
Definitely gonna be some problems.
Right. So submitting to me is a woman that's going to let me lead. And she can question what I'm doing, but as long as she ain't trying to deter me from leading.
And that's one thing. A lot of women, well, I wouldn't say a lot of women, but what I think women have the problem with as far as submission, they get submission and docile confused. Like, we don't want a docile woman that's like, okay, baby, all right, like, you know, scared to talk or scared to speak her mind. We just like,
right.
If you got questions, question.
Right.
But still trust me, like, okay, well, these are my concerns. But if you think you got it, I'm gonna trust you on this. You feel what I'm saying?
It takes a mature woman to be like, I'm gonna trust my man.
Right.
So submission to me is and I've been like trying to get perspectives on, you know, I just try to get other people's definitions of it. I've been trying to read about it to understand it. And this is likely somebody else's definition, of course, but to me, submission is strength under control. So it's having strength, but it's choosing not to use it. It's choosing to allow someone else to use theirs, or, you know, something along those lines. It's like
a form of a sacrifice, in a sense.
Not necessarily a sacrifice. It's just knowing. How can I describe it? It's like knowing when.
Take your time.
Yeah. It's like knowing when not to. When not to, you know, steer the car, or knowing when not to backseat drive. In my opinion, that's just kind of just spitballing. So essentially,
that's the lead thing that I'm talking about.
Essentially, it's this. Like you said, I believe that it's trust and respect. Like you said, you know, if you are with, well, and I mean, and that of course you have to choose the right person in order for this to work properly. But if you have a significant other that you both trust and respect, or, you know, like if I'm me, and, you know, I'm like, look, I'm trying to do everything I can to make sure that we, you know, this family is the best that it can be. And I think that we need to move to Florida because there are a lot of job opportunities down there. And, you know, I can provide, I can get a raise so that I can take better care of the family. Right. And you trust me enough, you are willing to, like you believe that we can find those same opportunities up in New York, but you're not 100% sure. You just think that. You know, having the ability to trust my word for it because I know my area of business better than you do, but of course, raising a concern, but allowing me to choose. Like, I think that is, God damn it, man. I'm
this shit tough, bro.
Hey, you might go ahead to say it, bro. Like the
it's like I hear what you're trying to say. Like,
teeter-tottering a little bit, but it's all right.
Yeah, I don't think I'm awake yet.
Yeah, it's gonna take
a minute.
But that leads into the question: what do we feel like a man should have in order for a woman to say like he's worthy of submission, like worthy of her submitting to? What qualities do we feel like a man need to have?
Honestly, I don't like those kind of questions. Because
what was the question again? Shit, my bad. I'm still sitting here thinking about my whole situation.
What qualities do we feel like a man should have in order for a woman to submit to him?
And I don't like those kind of questions.
And why not?
Because it insinuates that a man have to do something first in order for the woman to submit to him.
I mean,
I feel like submission, a woman submitting should be it's more of a trait. It's like either you are willing to submit or you're not willing to submit.
I mean, but that brings up the argument because
submission shouldn't be a switch. I know that for a fact.
Yeah,
you shouldn't turn it on and off for your significant other.
Well, yeah, not for your significant.
That's why I don't like questions like that.
But everybody's saying like a woman is supposed to submit. Like we saying all this stuff like
we ain't saying suppose.
Well, that's what a lot of motherfuckers say. A woman is supposed to submit.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, she is. If she's in the relationship, if she chose to be in a relationship with somebody, I think yes, she is.
I wouldn't say she's supposed. I would say that if she's smart, she would.
But that brings up the question. Like
because of course, before you say that, let me specify something. This is assuming that two people that are decent chose each other.
Exactly. That's what you're talking about. That's
exactly. This is not one of those toxic situations. But go ahead.
No mess up people. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, go ahead.
But let's be straight up. Not all niggas are worth submitting to.
I agree.
100%.
I agree.
But for some reason, all of these men that are not worth submitting to somehow getting all these fucking relationships with these women that are somewhat decent.
It comes a time where you need to take accountability on who you choosing.
Yeah.
If you chose a man that you said wasn't worthy to submit to, and you chose to stay with him, that's a you problem. You know what I'm saying? Not the man's problem.
It's a vetting process on both sides. That's one thing I will say.
That's a you problem.
But still, what quality should a man have? Like,
well, I guess. Okay, go ahead. You go ahead, bro.
The qualities that a man should have is okay. They say that men are supposed to protect, provide, provision, and profess. That's just a few of the things that say that men are supposed to have. And I mean, those are kind of like the building blocks. A man should have all of those things if he expect to, get some form of submission out of a woman. And it's not even like get it, but if he expects to run into a woman that's willing to submit, because I mean, there are women that just choose not to because of their own personal situation, or they've had a rough life, or they've had to
programming.
They've had to be the lead in their own life, or if they've chosen somebody before that was somebody that wasn't worth submitting for, and so they felt as if though they need to take the lead all the time. There's so many situations that could cause somebody to run into those kind of issues, but like I said, vetting on both sides is the most important thing.
Like I said, a little bit of accountability. I feel like
accountability as well. Yeah,
you have to make sure that you're not having unqualified people in your life. If you're a woman and you saying like I want to submit and I want to be that kind of woman for my man, but you keep picking dudes who's unqualified for the type of woman you want to be for them, and then you complain about those same men, that's a you problem. You know what I'm saying? So you got to fix the way you approach any relationships.
Yeah, true, man. Deep. Yeah, I mean, like when I sit here and think about it, it seems like vetting is the reason why this is even an issue, because it seems like men choose women that don't want to submit and expect them to, and men and women choose men that can't lead, and bitch about them being whatever they are and having to take the lead. And so by the time they get a guy that's worth submitting to, they still got that same bullshit mentality they had with the previous relationship. And
that's where trust comes into play.
Yeah, all they do is bump heads.
We have some. Okay, I'm probably about to get some people pissed off with this idea, but we have this deep-rooted issue to some degree in the Black community about wanting the opposite of what it is that we say we want. Like it's a lot of women saying that they want a man to lead. You know what I'm saying? So they can submit to him, but then they get in a situation with the man where they're the one leading. Because like Bam said, he's the one. They're normally the one constantly leading all the time.
Right. So, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. What you about to ask?
Are you talking about the women that be like this? I want my man to take charge and put me in my place and tell me to shut the fuck up when necessary, but then turn around and then turn around and call that same man controlling later on down the line.
That's toxic though. That's toxic. We talking about a non-toxic woman. A woman that's just basically saying like, I want a man to lead, but she's programmed to lead herself, and she don't know how to turn that off.
But whose fault is that though?
That's her. I mean, I wouldn't say that's her fault. It could be a product of the environment. It could be.
I mean, it's still her fault. I mean, once you're an adult, you got to be accountable for your own actions, man. You can't be pulling it. Oh, I was programmed to be this, programmed to be that, because leading up until when I was 18, like I was on some sim shit. And it wasn't until I became an adult where I was like, yeah, man, let me get my shit together. You know what I'm saying? Let me be the man that I need to be. Same thing applies to women.
I agree and disagree. Some of it is her fault, some of it isn't.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I can rock with that one.
Okay. Yeah. Nah. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. So yeah.
Because I don't know, because some women not willing to submit is really a product of the dude they.
It's not the dude.
I say it's the dude they chose. They chose to follow a dude who wasn't able to lead. So therefore, when they get to a man who's able to lead, they're so
that's their problem.
I would say traumatized that they can't trust this man that's obviously qualified to lead.
That's their problem.
Yeah, I agree with Steven. That's their problem, because they should be accountable enough to know that they are not acting how they should act, especially for a man that's worth acting like that for. And
and sometimes what you attracted to ain't always what's best for you.
Yeah, and I mean, you gotta understand. You gotta understand. Yeah, it's the laws of attraction, because women that lead.
Did I hit you one?
You hit me with that one, boy. You hit me with that one.
Women that are like really good at leading and really good at taking charge and being the go-getter in a relationship, they don't mesh well with men that can lead, and usually that shit falls apart. So they settle for a man that they settle for a beta. They settle for somebody that they can control,
right?
But then they get resentful and they start bitching about it, because obviously he ain't the leader that she wants him to be.
He's not being man enough for her at a certain point.
And so, like, I mean, there's a lot of reasons why all this shit's going on, man. It's
question though. What do you think? What do you think is a main issue? Okay, all right. The turning off, turning on thing. Why do you think that's so prevalent with women? The whole like, well, I'll submit as long as a man. This isn't like.
I think this new age feminism is one of the reasons why. Because I mean, all women here nowadays is, be a boss chick. You do this, do that. You don't need no man for this. You don't need no man for that. And so that's like classic conditioning. It conditions a woman to feel as if though she doesn't need a man for anything. And so naturally, I mean, of course, women do want men, but the thing is, that's where this whole contradiction shit come into play. With like, okay, I want a man, but he got to be the lead. He got to be a leader. He got to take charge and all this other shit. He got to put me in my place. But at the same time, ain't no man trying to deal with that shit.
Not really. Not really.
So
ain't no grown, mature man that got shit going on about to deal with none of that.
Right.
I wouldn't feel good. Like I constantly have to tell you to stop talking or be quiet or shut the fuck up. Like I don't want to do that shit.
Right. And then it develops this. It creates this disconnect between men and women, because women feel as if though, I intimidate men, or you just not strong enough to deal with me, and it's just like, no, that's not the case. I just would rather not. I'd rather deal with you. I'd rather deal with a woman that ain't got so much fucking lip.
Who's gonna get on your accord? Who's gonna get on your plane? They're gonna ride your wave. They're gonna be like, look, I'm with whatever you try to do. Just tell me what's going on. Not know what that is. Like, man, it's just like I said. I don't believe in the whole turning it on, turning it off thing. I feel like it's something that either you probably
should be natural.
Ain't. It should be natural, but it's not something that you can convince me that you can just do. Like I can't. It's like a job. You ain't gonna convince the dude. Like, I wouldn't even say that. It's you can't sit here and talk to me and say like, well, I can be submissive to you if you're doing A, B, and C. You know what I'm saying? I could be submissive to you. I'm like, all right. So a lot of women may think that like, well, I ain't being the kind of woman he want me to be until like I see it rain,
right,
or something like that. You know what I'm saying? I need to see things line up for me to be submissive.
And that's bullshit, because
it goes to that condition,
condition.
The condition. No, that's the word I'm looking for. I can't even think of the word.
Programming?
No, I go ahead. I can't think of it right now.
That shit, man. That's another thing. One thing that like has bothered me both in the past and now when it comes to
conditional femininity. That's what it is.
These independent women. You take your ass to work and you submit to your boss. Your boss tell you what to do. You shut the fuck up. You do it. Because there's a consequence if you don't. your ass is fuck around and get fired.
Yeah, but ain't no consequence in a
then
relationship. If they don't want to do what you want to say, they're gonna leave.
Yeah, and then you take your ass home, and then your man is not necessarily trying to tell you what to do, but he's being the man that he is, and you rebel. You give
they can leave him. That's why.
Well, I mean, but do they, or do they just talk shit?
No, a lot of times they do leave. But you want to know why? Like, they looking at it from a benefit standpoint. There's no benefit to me sitting around listening to this man tell me what to do. There's a benefit to me being at my job, listening to my boss, because they pay me. Your man not doing it. We know it's a benefit to having a strong man around. Some women don't think there's a benefit to having a strong man around.
Okay, so
they're like,
if he's saying that these women are just gonna forever be single because anytime they run into a man that can actually lead, they're gonna be
gonna leave him.
My job, so I'm out. I don't think it's that kind. I don't think that happens very often.
I think it happens a lot, bro. I think you give it way less credit than it happens, bro. I think.
Well, so you're saying that so you could a woman submit to her job, a woman listen to her
there's a benefit there.
Okay, and there's
it's a benefit to submit to your man too.
You don't think it's a benefit?
I'm saying it. I'm not saying it's not a benefit. It is a benefit to submit to your man. Women not looking at it as it is a benefit. They're looking at it as, oh, he's just a man. That's just my man. I don't give, like, they ain't got no real respect for the ideal of the stuff that you're talking about.
Oh,
they
yeah,
don't really care about
lack of respect. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. So it's not a true benefit to them. Only a real woman that realized that there's a benefit to having that man that she has in her life. Like, okay, like I know for a fact he gonna do this, he gonna do that. He gonna pay for this. He gonna cut the grass. He gonna be the man I need him to be. And I see benefit in that. With the women that just want a man around, but don't want, you know what I'm saying? They just want him around. I think that's where the income factor comes into play.
The income factor?
The income factor comes into play when it comes to that specific situation where a woman can obviously conduct herself well and know when to keep her mouth shut and everything at work, but when she get home, she pit bull off the leash. I think if a woman is with a man that makes a decent amount of money, that's taking care of shit, the likelihood of her submitting when she comes home is a lot higher than her dealing with a man that's on her same level or below.
I agree.
And
I don't 100% agree with that.
Okay. All right.
I honestly think, like, as far as submission, I honestly think it all depends on the mind frame of the dude. If a man is mentally strong enough, he can get any woman to submit to him.
I don't believe that.
I believe that.
I don't believe that.
Because
I say that.
So you telling me a broke nigga that's mentally strong can get a woman making $70,000 to submit because just off the strength of his personality?
Not personality, his mind.
Like, okay, well, just off the strength of his mind,
his mental strength. Because I think submission is really a mental thing. It ain't got nothing to do with how much money you got, your status, or anything like that. I say it's a mental thing. I mean, of course, you ain't gonna want to be with no nigga that ain't got no money or nothing like that. But if you with a dude who's making like an average amount of money, you feel what I'm saying?
I disagree for this point, bro. If she's not going to submit if she's not going to submit to a man who's making $100K, she's not going to submit to no man making $60K.
Have y'all been seeing?
No matter how strong his mind is.
Have y'all been seeing in the atmosphere how women are saying, "Oh, I'm not going to submit unless he makes this amount of money."
Right.
That's what I've been seeing.
That's stupid to me.
And and that's because if you do leave, then like the benefits that you had will be gone.
Right.
But if he's at the same level or below, yeah, you can leave with no problem. You can talk all kinds of shit and he ain't gonna do nothing about it. Or if he leave, ain't gonna be no skin off your bones. You can take care of yourself. At least up to the point to where both of you guys are making income. But like seriously, like okay, to poke a hole in your argument. Right. Not even a poke a hole, but just to give you a different perspective on things.
Do you think
millionaires, when they deal with women, and some of these millionaires be talking to other girls and shit. That some of these millionaires are paid, got bread, but they cheat on their wife and their wife find out. Do their wife leave?
Some of them do. A lot of them do.
Let's say if they got a prenup, does his wife leave?
Probably not. But some do.
Some of them do. Some of them get the fuck on. In a lot of those cases, it's way more beneficial to them to leave than to stay.
The percentage of divorce when it comes to high earning families significantly lower. significantly lower. It's like,
I mean, it's reason in there for why they wouldn't leave. It's reason in there why they wouldn't.
Well, yeah, because there is benefit to being in this relationship, and that's why I said the income factor comes into play when it comes to that whole work home submission thing. Because if he's making good ass money, and you come home and you popping off at the lip, and he tell you to get the fuck out, what you gonna do? You gonna say you sorry, or you gonna leave? Now that might be different when it comes to somebody that's broke or somebody that's at the same level, if not lower. That's the only point that I was making.
I believe that if that's your man, I don't care how much money he made, he deserves respect.
Of course,
if that's your man.
That's
your man. Y'all live in the same
man
house.
That built this country.
Your woman, the U.S. woman, that's your man. He make a certain kind of money. He deserves respect too. He don't not deserve less respect because he make less money. Like, that's bullcrap to me. Like, oh well, I don't see no benefit in you because you making 40K. I only see benefit in niggas that make 80K and up. Like, no, he deserves the same respect as a dude making 80K. If that's your man.
I see. I mean, it seems like that's more of a problem for us. For us.
Because
like when you look at different cultures, I mean, they're not high earners at all. We make more than Mexicans or Hispanics.
Yeah.
And they get the utmost respect from their women. And they make below average compared to us. They make below average, and they still get the utmost respect for their women. So, why is it that we can't have that same energy on our side?
Programming.
You say programming?
Yeah, I say programming. I think there's a huge chunk of it is programming, feminism, the Black community, single moms, single dads, all kind of shit. Like just this programming.
Oh goddamn, my back.
I ain't gonna say it's all on. I ain't gonna put the whole onus on the single.
Right, ain't gonna.
No. Yeah, it ain't about. Yeah, I mean, single moms. Yeah, it ain't about that. I don't think. But I got a question. Okay, this is in reference to submission. So now we know that, of course, in most situations, healthy situations, the woman is more likely to submit. So, but does submission go both ways? Like,
yes.
Yeah, absolutely does.
Yeah. Yes. Do men have to submit in certain ways, and women have to also submit in certain ways? And if there is, what is the ratio, in your opinion?
I don't think there's no ratio. I think it's given.
I think it's situational.
It's given. Situational. Yeah, give and take.
I think there's a ratio.
You think so?
Yeah.
What's the ratio? What do you feel like is the ratio?
I think it's like 60-40 or 65-35 as far as like give and take. Like, because I mean. Like,
why would it be a ratio though?
Because like, okay, in my particular situation, okay, I make good ass money, and I've dealt with, women that that don't make nearly as much as I do. Now, my decisions were not necessarily more important, but they were heavily considered more than the decisions that she could potentially make. And the thing is, she would raise concerns, she would bring up obstacles. She would be like, hey, look, okay, if we make this move, we got to be mindful of this, and this. And I'd take it into consideration, but ultimately I'd still make the decision. So like that is just, in my opinion, there's a ratio, because like, I mean, if I am the one that's taking charge, if I am the one that makes the final decision, then I think that it tilts a little bit more towards me as a man. Yeah. Versus her as a woman. Now there are times where she makes her own decisions, or she makes decisions that involve, our little circle, and I have to take things into consideration. I do the same thing she do. I'll be like, all right, well, what about this, and this?
Right.
She'll be like, okay, she'll take into consideration before she moves forward with whatever it is that she's doing. Now that may happen a little bit more on my side, but the point is, like I said, there is a ratio. There's a give and take.
Okay, now
talking, there's a listen.
Okay, now I feel as though like it's got to be a 50-50 thing, because in order to be a good man and willing to lead, you got to know how to compromise, because at some point it becomes controlling. Like if every decision you make is just, no, this is my decision, my word is law, at some point it blurs of, I'm just looking out for the family and I want to control the situations. Like, so
okay, where do you think that starts to become controlling? Like, let's say if you could put a ratio on it, like, okay, clearly, well, okay, 50-50 is where you said it is.
Right.
So you're telling me at 51-49, you're telling me that's when it becomes controlling? Where's the line?
When it becomes like, I wouldn't even say a ratio. I would just say like when you're unwilling to compromise, like unwilling to hear,
on the woman too.
Yeah, and unwilling to hear her side. You feel what I'm saying? Okay. Or unwilling to take her side or what she says into consideration. Because, like we say, we want you to question. Like we want you to mentally stimulate us. You feel me? We want our woman to give us a mental challenge so we can push forward. Iron sharpens iron. You feel me?
Okay. So it depends on the woman. For me, it depends on like if she okay with you having all that control, all the things that you want to, like if you like, all right, look, I want to take care of this, and this, and she's like, all right, cool, do it then. You know what I'm saying? So if you want 80% of the control of everything, and she cool with that, and you cool with handling that, and you cool with like taking that on, that's ain't nothing wrong with that. I don't think that's controlling.
And also,
finish your thought, D. I wanted to,
and also not respecting others' boundaries. Yeah. If you don't. Okay. That's when it becomes controlling as well. If you're not willing to respect her boundaries and the limits she's put in place for herself, then that's when it borders into controlling.
All right, I'll say it like this. So, there's this area of operation or this jurisdiction. Okay, like, okay, I own this house. I protect this house. I make sure this house is good. But you control this house. You make sure everything in this motherfucker is top notch. Okay,
operational.
Exactly. Yeah. Like I do not cross your lines, and I do my best to operate within your lines, and you do not cross my lines or try to interfere with how I, protect and provide for this house. It's kind of like that because dealing with a woman, cleaning the house. The house is tip top shape. And then I'll come in and I'll start fucking shit up without really thinking about it. Like I'll, leave a dish somewhere or I'll spill something on the carpet and not clean it up fully and something along those lines. Her coming home and be like, yo, man, can you clean this shit up? I think that's not necessarily a form. Yeah, I think it's a form of submission, like giving in, knowing that you did something wrong, taking the time to listen and fixing it, putting her before yourself. I think that's a form of submission. Now, it may not be to the extent. It may not be to the extent that shit is people talk about it nowadays, but in my opinion, that's a form of submission. Because
I ain't gonna come in and throw my shit on the couch and be like, hey, can you get that from hell no? Like,
thinking of her and her plan more than my own. Yeah. Because I could come in here and just toss my shoes off, fuck shit up. And then I got dishes and bowls everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I done spilt the dog food all over the floor and I ain't clean that shit up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Me taking the time to consider how she wants this house to be organized is a form of submission, in my opinion.
And here's another form of submission. I was talking to this dude at work. He an older cat, and not even just him. A lot of dudes in my job that's married and everything. And when the subject of working overtime comes up, or just taking on extra hours or something, everybody always say, "Well, I got to talk to my wife, or I got to talk to my girl." You feel me? Right. I have to talk to the real boss. Like, okay, you may control shit here, but at home, I got to deal with that, and I'm not about to go home. I'd rather deal with you than deal with that. So I say that's a form of submission as well.
Wait, when you say I'd rather deal with you than deal with that, what do you mean? You rather deal with your boss at work, or you rather deal with?
I'd rather deal with my boss at work than to have to deal with my boss at home.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. As in, like, all right, yeah, you in hot water. I wouldn't really say. Oh, see, now that's just me. I wouldn't really say that that's the boss at home. I would just say that like I gotta talk to my CFO. I gotta talk to like I gotta talk to the vice president at the house. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, I can feel that.
Control the office. That's just me though. That's just me because
I can feel that too.
I said, that's where it could potentially cross the lines. If I got to make this money to take care of this house, and and you tell me not to, then I think that you crossing the line. Because it's something that I have to do to take care of the house. But that's a very specific situation.
That brings up a question too. Like, when does men wanting women to be wanting women to submit to them become like just like the men just doing too much? Like, when does it come to a point where men are just doing too much and wanting women to submit to them, and they're unqualified, or they're not man enough, or they taking their masculinity and being abusive with their masculinity,
not respecting boundaries.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's
when it's in a situation where the men are in, the negative end of it.
I would say like,
go ahead, bro.
I would say if it's a situation where as though like you get a woman where self-care is like utmost important to her, right? Whether it be getting her hair done, getting her nails done, or whatever. That's a way of her taking care of herself. If a man comes in the picture and is like, yo, you can't wear those nails no more, or you can't wear those type of clothes anymore, I'll feel as though that's when it becomes like this nigga doing too much. He's trying to control every situation. And he's not every situation, but he's just trying to be controlling in that sense. In that sense, because if she was doing this before you got here, you have no right to come in and try to change that.
I think that's debatable. The clothing part, I think that's debatable. Because I've had situations where, I was dealing with a woman and she's used to showing off skin and whatnot, and I'm like, damn, put some clothes on, shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like. Crazy things. When we would go out prior to us being together, she wasn't like that. You know what I'm saying? I never really seen her like that. But, it was after we got together and I was with her every day and I seen like some of the shit that she would wear. And I'm like, yo, like, you always naked. And it's just me joking around. I'm like, you always naked. Put some clothes on and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so like, of course, she pitched fit about it, and she think that she was doing all right. And I'm just like, well, I ain't trying to go nowhere with you if you're going to be dressed like that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay, now see,
I got another question.
I'm different.
I got another question.
I'm different because I like that shit.
Hey.
I do feel as though like some clothes would be way too revealing. But if you got the body and you with me and I know what we got, you feel me? Hey, go ahead and go do your thing, baby.
My thing is this. I shouldn't see your nipples through your shirt.
Oh hell no, not the nipples. No.
All right then. That's what I'm saying. Like I shouldn't see your nipples through your motherfucking shirt. You know what I'm saying? Like I could tell your nipples are pierced. Like I shouldn't see that. I think that period. Like if I'm in public and I see a chick like that, I'm like, Jesus Christ, like what you showing so much for? Like I don't understand.
Or the under ass hanging out.
Yeah, or the under ass hanging out. Like the under ass. Or they wear them super thin ass fucking leggings where you can see everything damn near. Like I know exactly what you look like naked. Like that's just me though. Like I like the leaving some room for my imagination. Like I like that. Like I want to picture you and think about what you could potentially look like undressed. I don't want to know.
See, I'm not down. I'm not so much down with showing skin, but I love for my woman to show off her curves, though. I love that shit.
Hey, that's cool. That's cool. I mean, like, and that's the thing. But you can show off your curves, but still dress conservatively. Because I've taken a woman to dinner, and she got curves, and in a tight ass dress that fit perfectly, and then like whew, man, like other motherfuckers is like, damn, I wonder what she looked like undressed,
right? Because some women can't help the way some shit fit.
You right. Because it's like they putting something in this chicken, and these women is coming out here looking like fucking dog ass bowl of fucking oatmeal, nigga, thicker than the motherfucker.
Looking like cheese grits out.
I got another question. So who's wrong in this situation? Is it okay for the man to come in a woman's life and change up what she got going on? Or is the man need to come into the woman's life and compromise on what she has going on?
I think both need to compromise.
I think there's room. Like, okay, see, this goes back to the vetting process, in my opinion. If you are dealing with the woman and she is doing or acting a certain way that you do not necessarily agree with, then it is your job to make sure that you make that known early before you guys get together. And if she's not going to compromise on it, then don't get with her. You know what I'm saying? Leave it where it is.
I agree.
I can agree with that as well.
Same thing with the woman. If she's with a man and she feels as if though there's nothing that he gonna do that's gonna change me, she needs to make that known in the beginning. And if he rocking, then he rocking. But if not,
do you think some women will be like, all right, cool, just to get the guy, and then especially if it's a dude they like?
Oh
you know
yeah, man.
They say like, oh, okay, maybe I'll change up this and that, and then you get them. Because like I said, I was in a relationship where a chick just like, oh, I'm that kind of woman. I'm this and that. I do that for you. I'm in that, and then she do it, and then after a while, when she got comfortable, she just stopped doing that shit.
Yeah, right. That was a representative talking.
Yeah, about to say
that was a representative
conversation.
But like I said, sometimes the vetting process ain't always that clean because you could vet a chick and she can fucking have her representative because people could pretend forever, and they can have their representative up for a while, and you'd be like, dang, all right, cool. 3 months in, cool, and then next, 6 months in, she a whole different woman. I think what it is circumstances. Circumstances brings out people's character.
Yeah, and at that point, I same thing applies. It is the responsibility of both the man or the woman to be like, "Hey, yo, we talked about this, but you ain't doing it." And if they ain't with it, then cut ties. But motherfuckers are so emotional, and people have attachment issues that they decide to just deal with it. And then before you know it, they start to build resentment with one another, and then that's when shit start getting toxic, and motherfuckers start hating they significant others. So
you've been there though, right? Like I'm pretty sure we all
absolutely, been there. Man. Like for me, it was more of on a okay, I got with a chick, I knew who she was, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna show her this is back when the simping was at an all-time high.
Yeah. Like, it was an all-time high.
I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like she done been through some shit. I'm gonna show her the better side of things. And I would show her the better side of things, but she wouldn't change. And so I'm like, I'm leaving. I'm done. You ain't changing. It's like, oh, I'm sorry. I'll change. I'll do this. I'll do that. You won't see no more issues out of me. And that shit will last a week. And then it'd be back to the bullshit.
Does that work though?
What does what work?
Do you think men should take women that's been through shit and try to show them a better side of things? Do you think that works?
Hell no. I used to think that worked.
See that right? I don't know, bro.
This is how I feel about that.
I don't know, bro.
Sometimes it take other people to show you different things in
order
for you to get it. But I will say this though, there is a limit to it.
I was about to say, how much do you compromise yourself to try to show somebody something different?
Because you can't change nobody. A person got to be a person got to be willing to change. You feel what I'm saying? Point blank, period. But I wouldn't say just take whatever. Like that's the damn. I say this all the time. It's the curse. It's the curse and the gift of being understanding. Yes. You know what I'm saying?
Look, you don't want to change them. You just you hope that you're a big enough influence that they would change.
They will want to change themselves.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
I don't think, and it took for me to go through a rough ass relationship, nigga. I don't think it's not even that. I don't think, but your man and your woman shouldn't be your fucking therapist. You shouldn't be getting with him or her to fix yourself. You shouldn't be using them as a tool to deal with yourself.
I agree.
Because that, first off, that's an unstable ass relationship, and you're gonna stay in that shit because if that person leaves, then you ain't got shit, and then you back to square one. And then on top of that, you putting them through all this bullshit.
Because you never actually tried to fix yourself.
Yeah, you're gonna fuck around and break them. And that's what happened with me.
That's what happened with me too.
Yeah, I was with a broken motherfucker. And man, when I tell you, dog, I was not the same motherfucker I was when I came out of that relationship, bro. I was a totally different person.
You had a different perspective on relationships because
bro.
I've been in 2 relationships with 2 broken women. And the second one I was in, I was only in it for 6 months, so I got out of that one quicker. But the other one I was in for like 6 years. So, I got to a point where it was like, there's no fixing this woman, and it got to a point in my mind where I was like, all right, 3 years of this bull crap, right? And I'm like, do I want to deal with another 3 years of this shit? No. So that was my reason to leave. It was like, do I want to deal with another 3 years of this? No. So I was like, all right, it's time I get out of this, because like you said, the broken people will break you, and you coming in with a good heart, good soul, genuine, you got a good perspective on things, and you coming in just trying to help people just fix what they got going on, but they using it against you. You know what I'm saying? They using it to affect that you're a good person against you. Yeah.
I know with me dealing with that broken person helped me realize a lot about myself. So I say it made me stronger in the end.
Yeah,
because I was broken my damn self. So
okay. Well, I can understand that. I can understand that. But the thing is, like, yeah, you ultimately, I think that you should be whole before you decide to bring anybody else into the picture.
And
that's
I don't
a
know.
hard lesson that I learned.
I don't agree with that because nobody's ever whole.
If you say so.
Nobody's ever whole.
So.
I was whole.
Glass half full, bro.
Glass half full.
Glass half full, bro.
Yeah. I mean,
no, wouldn't that be a glass half empty?
Right, glass half empty.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So,
yeah, glass half empty. Right.
I don't like. I mean, it happens. Unfortunately, I mean, not saying that it doesn't happen, but I think that you should be whole prior to getting into a relationship because it's just going to create obstacles that don't need to be there. You know, like
I agree with you.
It is. Yeah, like,
I just don't think I think you should be mindful of the fact that you're not whole, and you should be open enough to tell the people that you're dealing with that you're not whole and that you have issues and that you're working on them. And hopefully the person that you're dealing with will be okay and they will express they flaws as well, and y'all work on them together. It's a maturity thing. I don't think it's like you got to come in fixed already. Like, I feel like y'all both can help. If you with the right enough person, y'all can help each other. You know what
iron sharpens iron.
Okay, it depends. Let's say that, okay, something's wrong, but I'm not getting it fixed until I get in a relationship.
That's different.
That's a problem.
Yeah, that's different.
That's an issue.
Like if you are I get if you are working on yourself, you're already in therapy or whatever it is that you need. Yeah. You're already taking time to work on yourself, and then for whatever reason, a relationship falls in your lap. I agree with you. I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
But it's definitely a case by case basis, in my opinion.
Yeah, it is. It is
because usually I don't see that. I don't never see like a woman that's like in therapy or anything like that, or trying to deal with her shortcomings or anything like that. Usually she's in her ways because of previous relationship, and then she bring all that shit into a new relationship. That's what I need.
I need a woman to actually tell me, like, I need a woman's perspective on this, because I be wanting to know, like, the accountability thing. Why is it that the accountability thing is so like at an all-time low with women? Like, why is it that they don't why they don't see issues in certain things or certain actions from other women?
I say that is a lot of women not willing to accept that they are the problem.
Yeah,
that's but why is that though? You think it stems from childhood?
Totally inflate whatever it is that pissed them off. That's one thing I will say. Like, okay, I did that, but you didn't have to say it to me like that. Like, they totally minimize whatever they did and 100% inflate how they were checked. That's what I usually see.
Yeah. That's usually what it is.
All this should come down to maturity, bro.
All right.
Like I said, all this shit we talking about is an immature thing. Like, all these
mental and emotional maturity.
It's maturity, bro. Because the women we talking about, the men we talking about, these people are immature. That's all it is. Like, a grown, mature woman understands the value in the man that she's with. She understands that. She knows the benefit of having him around. She knows the benefit of her submitting to him. She understands that. Not no immature little girl that want to hang around with thugs and hang around with people that don't benefit her, but she just want to be around them because they make her feel a certain kind of way. Ain't gonna work out in the long run. It may feel good in the beginning, but when you 30, 35, 40 something years trying to look for a real relationship, and you've been messed up, you've been programmed for years and years to like a certain kind of man or like a certain kind of situation, it's hard to get out of that mind frame after a while.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Are there well, I know the answer, but what are the benefits of dealing with the independent woman?
For a man?
For a man. There are benefits of dealing with an independent woman.
You tell me so, because I want to know. You tell me so.
When you can't do it, she got it.
Okay.
When you lacking, she packing.
Okay.
The right when you wrong, so you never slip. That's what I say.
But if she independent, that means she's thinking about herself.
I don't think so. I don't think an independent woman is necessarily. I mean, there are independent women that do think about themselves. But when you think of it,
I think a woman who's solely being independent for her own personal gain.
I say an independent woman is a woman that can do it on her own if she has to do it on her own.
Right, but only for her sole personal gain.
But you're gonna need those qualities in a partner, though.
No,
because
of course, but I'm saying
you ain't gonna always. You ain't gonna always be 100%, but if you ain't 100%, you gotta be able to trust that your woman got it. All right, I'm fucked up right now, but cool, my girl got it, so I ain't worried about it.
That's cool, but the ideal of an independent woman is for a woman to just solely do it for their own personal gain. Because only a woman that's like announcing that she's an independent woman is doing it for her own personal gain. Because a woman that does have your back, she don't have to announce that she's independent. She just like, hey, bro, you do your thing. If you need me, I got you. You know
I can agree with that. I can agree with that because I've dealt with an independent woman, hardworking woman, work hard than a motherfucker, one of the hardest women I've ever seen, and she's never had to announce it ever. But one particular time I was fucked up because I paid for like this IT training and shit. I spent like 3 bands, so I was fucked up. And so she like, all right, like here, check this out. Threw me like $400. And I was just like, well, damn, all right.
See?
All right, if I need it, she got it. All right, cool. And that's what I need.
If she didn't have the mind frame of being able to do it on her own, hence an independent woman, you never would have got that shit.
I'm talking about the ones that's announcing the fact that they're independent. They're doing it for their own personal gain. That's what I'm saying to you.
They're definitely coming from a more selfish, self-centered, standpoint.
Yeah, your woman,
they don't need
basically having your back. Yeah, your woman basically having your back if you need her. It's just a woman just understanding that, look, man, he ain't gonna be able to take care of everything by himself. I gotta help him sometimes.
Right. And then like I said, she never announced it. She's never tried to put it on a pedestal or throw it in my face or anything like that. Like, I'm independent, man. Like, I don't need you. I take care of myself. She's never had to do that. She's never, she don't boast about it. But as soon as she was needed, as soon as her services were required, she's like, here, take this.
You feel me?
Like, she like if you need anything else, man, let me know. And I'm like, all right. I
don't know. I feel like a woman has to be at some point be in the state of independence in order to learn those qualities.
What qualities specifically?
Of having a man's back. You feel what I'm saying?
She has to be at a state of independence.
At some point, she has to be able to do things on her own in order to have your dude's back. Because if you're dealing with a woman that's been like in relationship and solely dependent on dudes her whole life, she's not gonna really be able to pick up whatever slack you lacking. You feel what I'm saying? Because she's not gonna be able to know how.
It depends on the mind. I disagree because it depends on the mind frame of the woman.
I can understand your point.
Why is she announcing that she's independent? What is the reasoning behind she has to put out there? Is she insecure? Because
okay.
That's what I'm saying. Is she an insecure woman?
I'm missing the whole. I missed the whole question. Like, why do you have to bring so much attention to your independence? Is what you're trying to say.
I think it's like rebelling against submission. To be completely honest,
exactly.
Rebelling against submission because and that's another thing, and that's where that income bullshit come in. But yeah, now usually women are like, I'm independent. I pay my own bills. I pay my own car note. I pay my own phone bill, light bill, and all this other shit. Like, okay, great. You're a functioning adult. Most adults can do that. Why are you announcing it? But then as soon as the dude come into play, she's like, man, I can take care of myself. I don't need you for anything or anything along those lines. But let that man have some money. Then she gonna lower her tone a little bit. And I'm not saying that that's how it's supposed to be or anything. I'm just saying that that's something that usually happens when it comes to those loud and proud independent women.
Do you think that's the same as dudes boasting about having money though?
Yeah. It can be depending on, like I said, it depends on the mentality of why he's doing it. Is he insecure? Why is he boasting that he got money? Like,
yeah. About him boasting about having money? Oh hell yeah. There's insecurity in that. You feel as though you hot shit because you make money. You feel as though you can do and say anything because you make money. Yeah, no.
Right, you look down on people. You insecure.
Yeah. No, that's a form of insecurity. You got to show off in order to get respect. Nah.
I got a question though. The term "I don't need you, I want you." How y'all feel about that term?
I don't need you, I want you. I mean,
it
holds some weight.
It holds a lot of weight.
All right, so let me ask y'all this: do y'all go by that term? Like, do y'all feel like that's a term that y'all feel like that just is relevant in y'all relationships? Like, oh, I don't need you, I want you. Because I think about it this way: if you in my life, I need you. That's how I look at shit. Y'all may not look at it. I see y'all twisting y'all face up, but
I get what you're saying to a point. I can feel that.
If you in my life, I need you.
If you in my life, I need you.
Yes, if you're in my life and I feel like you're doing something positive in my life, I need you.
I don't think I cross that line until I decide to propose. I want you in my life. Okay, I don't need you in my life. If we just boyfriend girlfriend, I don't need you in my life.
Yeah, I don't need you.
I want you.
Why does it got to get to marriage before you feel that way?
Because that's when I'm at the point where I can't live without you.
Okay,
I need you.
There you go.
Aren't you advancing your relationship to that point though?
No,
I can't live without you.
Yeah, this is the vetting process. Us being together like this. Once I cross that line where I'm like, okay, I can't leave without you.
How long do you vet a woman before you decide that you need them in your life?
Depends on the woman.
That's interesting.
It depends on the woman.
That's interesting.
Depends on the woman. I mean,
that is interesting.
Y'all niggas, bro. Y'all get a nigga brain juices going.
Seriously, so you telling me the day that you decide that you are in a relationship that you need this woman, you don't it's not a want.
It's not that soon, but once I feel like the woman that I'm with has the qualities that I want and the things I'm looking for, I don't have to look for it anywhere else. Like okay, I want if you got a certain list, you I'm looking for these things out of the woman I'm with, and I get those things. Yes, I need you. All
right, so how long is that?
I don't need nobody in my life except Christ Jesus who strengthens me. You see what I'm saying? Let's just put it out there.
I belong to the Lord.
To the Lord. That's the only dude I need in my life.
That's respect.
The reason why I say that is because I think when you express to people that you just want them, it makes it seem like they're replaceable. And
I can feel that. Yeah,
you are.
Yeah, you are. But I mean, at a certain point, like I don't approach every relationship like every girl I deal with is replaceable. Like everybody, yeah, I could replace you. Yes, I could.
That may be the reality.
Like everybody replaceable.
That may be
everybody.
I mean,
that may be the reality of it, but you don't have to act that way.
That's what I'm saying. You don't. Yeah. It's like you approaching a relationship with an out.
Not really. But
it's just the
truth.
Some people do that.
It's just the truth. I mean, tell the truth and shame the devil. I don't need you.
But some truths don't need to be said. It's already known. Like that's a known fact that people are replaceable. You wouldn't have to tell your mate that.
Well, you didn't say anything about telling them that. You just said that you approach a relationship like somebody could be replaced. They can.
Yeah, I never tell my partner you can be replaced.
I wouldn't say that. But the thing is, I mean, if we're just telling the truth
for a second. I'm sorry, I had to. I had to, bro. It was on my mind too strong. I had to.
But if we just telling the truth, then that is the truth. I don't need you yet. I just want you. And yeah, when I propose, that means I need you. I can't live without you.
Well, maybe I'm a sucker then, because
it's not that you're a sucker.
I wouldn't say you're a sucker.
It doesn't mean you're a sucker. I mean, you just approach relationships a little bit differently. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with it. It ain't like you out here just wiping nobody's ass and being no simp and no shit like that. It just means that
you just approach relationships.
I have a strong respect for the people that's in my life.
Yeah, there's you have certain values, and once you see these values in somebody that you're with, regardless of their title, then you feel like you need them. That's all right.
That's just what that is.
That's everybody though. That's my friends. That's everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like I have a strong enough respect for you guys to be like, I need these people in my life. They do something for me.
Right. But it all depends. I mean, we got to tie back to submission though. We ended up trailing off a little bit. All right, so
rabbit hole.
I mean, that was about submission because I was saying like the whole ideal of women saying like I don't need you, I want you situation.
Okay, all right.
Where it was like where they would say the whole. I think it was talking about the whole independent woman thing.
Yeah. It was kind of like a side mission.
Yeah.
That question.
Now, I got a question. Well, it's not really just something for you to think about. So I hear a lot of people say, like, okay, first of all, do y'all feel as though submission means control?
It don't mean control, no. But
no.
Well, some people say, like, when a woman submits to her dude, like, who's really the one that's in control in the situation?
It's not about control.
It's a collective effort. It's like,
well, who's really the one calling the shots So
I mean,
whatever, because
the man should be calling the shots. The man should be the one in charge of the hard things that come with relationships. It's like making sure your kids are straight, making sure the money is where it needs to be, making sure the bills and stuff getting paid. The hard things, like the man should be taking lead on all that stuff.
All right,
I feel you, but I don't know. I feel like how can I put this?
I mean, I think that there's control on both sides. It's just different levels. That's why I said it's strength under control. Like, okay. Like right now he's using his strength. Right now, I have strength, but I'm controlling it and allowing him to use his strength. Like there's strength on both sides.
So do you think that level of submission could control the or influence the decision making of the dude?
Absolutely. I've been in a situation, man.
Wait. Ask that question again. What? I didn't get it.
Do you think that level of submission can influence the decision making of the one who's calling the shots?
Yeah. Okay, so look.
So who's really the one that's calling the shots?
Now I gotta retract the statement. So remember how I was talking about the whole ratio shit, right? And I said it's like 60, 30 and shit like that.
Yeah.
I'm starting to think that it's like well, it's not even starting to think, but it's probably 50-50.
It's 50-50, bro.
It's just different levels. Yeah. Like when you really think about it, because I've been in a situation where a woman like it was shortly after I got out of a relationship and shit. And it's whatever, it's dating and shit. And this woman, she sang a song to me. And it was a song that was like, it was a very fucking submissive song. It was very submissive. You know what I'm saying? And I got kids and shit. It was Whitney Houston, Saving All My Love. She fucking sang this song to me. It was the way she did it was the most submissive shit in the world. And when I tell you, like she had so much control over me in that moment.
Palm of her hands.
Yeah. And she was like the ball's in your court, but it's so crazy, bro.
Like, I get what you're saying.
Like, I was at my strongest, but at the same time, I was at my weakest. It's like
simultaneous.
It's just a different level, bro. It's just a different fucking level. Like, look, Game of Thrones. Think of Game of Thrones. When that barbaric motherfucker. I'm not really familiar with the series.
I never watched Game of Thrones.
I've never watched it.
Forgot. Long story short,
but you talking about the mountain?
No. The big barbarian motherfucker. It's like a clan of crazy motherfuckers. These motherfuckers is crazy. Like they be eating each other. All they do is fight, fuck, and eat, nigga. That's all they do.
Hey, people, put it in the comments who these barbaric motherfuckers is. Because I'm quite interested in knowing. And
there's this dragon chick. Like they captured this dragon chick, and she was so bad that she ended up getting with the leader of this group. And of course, he a brute. He fucks shit up. He the best fighter. He the best. He all that. But she was like, how can I control this nigga? And she was like, fuck that nigga good. Look him in his eyes when you fuck him, and I guarantee you'll have him under your thumb like that. And that's what she did. She showed him a different side of intimacy, and then she started to influence the decisions he was making. So there's
okay, I get it now. I was still so confused on the question that he asked.
There's definitely strength in submission, but of course, nowadays women don't see it that way.
Do you think women don't know the strength and femininity? Is it like the strength? Is it more so the strength and femininity? Do you think women don't know the strength and femininity?
Women are so like nowadays. Women are so used to So women are trying so hard to be better than men that they forget about being feminine.
They become competition, rather than a partner.
Yeah, but they're competing with men. I don't think men are competing with them.
Nah, because if men was really competing with women, they wouldn't stand a chance. Because I mean, they talk all this shit about how women are excelling more than men and all this other shit. But it was crazy. Women got all these degrees and all this other shit, but men are still out earning women. So I don't understand why they try to make it seem as if though women are doing better than men when men are still out earning them because of job choice, because of certifications, because of trades. Yeah, you guys
are. What does it matter though? What does it matter if you doing better than men if you can't get?
No. I'm just saying like women are trying to compete with men and make it seem as if though they're doing better.
Right, and I pose the question like, what does that matter though?
Men aren't really competing. Right. So I think if men were actually trying to compete with women, we'd be singing a different tune right now. It'd be a lot more toxic masculinity getting thrown around here because
And I would ask them like, wow, what does that matter if you can't get a man?
That's a good point.
Real talk. Like, what does that matter? I got all these degrees and I'm making all this money. What does that matter if you want a man that can't get one?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of trailed off a little bit on that one, but the point is, women.
Does submission have power?
Yeah, they women definitely forget about their femininity.
Femininity has power.
Trying to be masculine.
The best time I've had with a woman is I've had it with feminine women. You have the best time with just a straight up chick that's just embraces the fact that she's a woman, and I mean like a woman that embraces the fact that she's a woman.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. Yeah. And she's just feminine. My girl's kind of like that. It's kind of like it just makes for good conversation. It's just like you like, especially if you're a man that just loves women. It's just you just sit there and just be at awe, like, God dang, like this is pretty cool. You know what I'm saying?
This shit is dope.
It's pretty dope. Like when you around a feminine woman, especially if you love women. You just
Steven has seen me around I was dealing with a feminine woman, man, and Steven seen me around her once, and I was just like, yo, dog,
you was putty.
It's different, bro.
I was like, putty, bro. Like the energy, bro. Like the
energy is different.
Like every groove matches perfectly in those situations, bro. I'm just like, yo, dog. She makes me want to be around her. She makes me want to think. You know what I'm saying? Like the subtle feminine shit she was doing. Like I'm like, yo, bro. Like if more women act like that, they don't understand. They don't understand the power, bro. They don't understand how strong they'll be, bro. Like
vagina has power.
It ain't even a vagina, bro.
I know, but I'm just saying, vagina has power.
They don't know.
Niggas started and ended wars over vagina.
I agree.
Vagina, they wasn't even getting. It's fighting a war for another motherfucker.
You fighting the war for the king's vagina.
Right, fighting the war for the king's wife.
Yo, my man's getting on, bro. I'm about to fuck this shit up for my man's, bro. He gonna be hitting that, bro.
Nah, man, but yeah,
it's definitely something that like women should take more into account. If you want a man and you having issues, maybe you should probably look into your femininity first to see are you being as feminine as you can be. I mean, that's a whole other different topic, but
I mean, so it's we definitely gotta get some women to have this conversation again. That's the reason.
And disclaimer,
part 2 on the way.
Disclaimer to the women out there: we know it's some niggas out there that ain't shit
at all.
We know it. Right, so we're not going to make it seem like all men are good men. They're not good. Some of them ain't shit, and some of them don't deserve women. They don't deserve feminine women.
Yeah, they don't.
So that's a disclaimer to y'all. We ain't just on here just bashing women. Like we know it's some ain't shit men.
Them niggas deserve dominatrix.
Yeah. BDSM groups.
That's what them niggas deserve.
Don't fight us. Don't fight us.
No, check it out. No, we are talking from the perspective of men that are actually doing shit and applying themselves. You know, men are actually paying the cost, being the boss, getting paid, and taking care of the shit that we got to take care of in our lives. Because all three of us are solid dudes. We ain't talking about anybody that ain't one of us.
Right.
Facts.
That's usually what get brought up in these situations. But it's all these motherfuckers that's what I'm saying, these niggas ain't shit that's out here talking about, oh, I need a man to submit to me. We ain't talking about them.
We ain't talking about them niggas.
I can think about it this way.
We don't associate with them motherfuckers.
You don't want to be around ain't shit niggas. We don't want to be around ain't shit niggas.
Exactly.
ain't in my game. Right. I don't deal with ain't shit people. Like, you feel me? Exactly. Not just men, just people in general. I don't deal with ain't shit people. Like,
right, so we on the same level y'all on.
Exactly.
Man, check it out. Like, no, we are definitely, that's why this is a part 1, because we are definitely going to have this conversation again, and we're going to have some ladies to represent what they believe.
We need a woman on this subject.
Yeah, we have to. And I mean, anybody's welcome. We had guests, but due to scheduling, we had to move some things around. So if for whatever reason you want to give your opinion, you feel as if though you can add to the conversation, you can ask questions about how men think, and we can do the same to you, ask you the perspective of a woman.
Exactly.
Comment in the section, send one of us a message. Any of that shit you want to do, man, because we gonna do this. We definitely gonna do this thing again. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, part 2 coming. So whoever want to be in part 2, let us know.
Yeah. Outside of that, you got anything else, Vince? Is there anything else?
I don't think I have anything. I don't think I have anything to touch on the subject, honestly.
We're gonna get about this thing, man. It was nice messing with y'all. So
yeah.
Remember, subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. Y'all know.
Y'all got anything coming up? Anything you want to put people on? I don't. I'm just asking.
I didn't know
nothing specific. No.
Y'all got anything coming up? Any projects y'all working on? Anything y'all want people to check out?
Shit, man, I ain't got
just
nothing.
Subsribe.
Yeah.
Just subscribe. All right.
We can have some more conversations,
please, so we can have more of these. I know y'all loving these. We just want to do it more. So please subscribe. Help us make the movement get bigger. Because the Mansplainitthen get big, y'all get big. We all get big. We all get big, baby. Mansplainitthen gang. We trying to have it. So
we're trying to eat. That's all.
Yeah,
that's all, baby.
Nigga, I have to come off Flanders, nigga. I'm letting this K loose.
Come off Flanders, nigga.
All right, then, people.
Take it easy, y'all.